Red family. This is certainly one that probably will include rivals and certainly neutrals and those that are just interested in football in general. Big up to everyone. I see we got a nice little crowd already joining and from the very gate. So big up to everyone that is. I appreciate you guys rocking with us. Hopefully we can keep your attention or your patronage to the channel here to get through this episode and rock with us because it's gonna be a fun one. It's going to be an absolute fun one. We've got Lee in the house. Welcome back, Lee. How are you?
Good, yeah, good.
Good. Scouse Lee in the house. Scouse in the house. Tonight is about imagination. It's about legacy. It's about just having a bit of fun with football. How about that? Let's call it that. Because the premise of the show originated from, I like to watch a lot of YouTube, like a lot of you do. And in the episode I was watching, I ended up watching Liverpool. I ended up watching I think it was Liverpool FC channel, and they had basically a EAFC like challenge. Like every year they do this like challenge where they take two they take two Reds versus two other Reds, right? I'm trying to think of who it was last year. I'm trying to think of who it was last year. I can't think off the top of my head who it was last year, but this year it was Maka and Endo, Wata and Maka as one team. And then on the right was Rio and Woodman, the goalkeeper. Okay. And they were playing, I think it was a little bit like it was interesting the way, I don't know who picked the teams. Because Rio plays video games probably or something like that, chances are he does. I'm not trying to stereotype him into that, but since he's a youth, but he knew what he was doing pretty much when he was playing the game. And Woodman actually was the best out of all of them. Actually, he was the most like engaged and most like, trying to give out instructions and everything else. The goalkeeper, he's like, oh, it's all coming back to me type stuff. But Maka is, I love Maka, by the way. I love Maka's like drive. I love his like intensity. I love the fact that there are some of us in life that don't like, we're so competitive that it could be like a game of checkers and we are like engaged, like you could be playing checkers with like, I don't know, like your little nephew or something like that. And you're still super engaged. Like, you're not beating me, so he's got that. And he was super engaged in this one. I'm probably assuming maybe Endo knows how to play a little bit of the game simply because he's got kids. I don't know. Maybe these are just me taking assumptions. Who knows? But shout out to Red Armchair supporter out there. Shout out to Eric. Big up to you. Basically, again, in the video, which is a fun video, they played two games. Ended up going to penalties, and then I won't tell you who won in case you want to watch it on your own and have the suspense of your own. But it was an entertaining episode. Actually, it was actually entertaining episode. So so if you get a chance, I don't work for Liverpool FC or anything like that, but I mean, like, they can, hopefully me giving them a shout makes them give me a shout one day. Who knows? But but yeah, maybe check it out if you get a chance. But it made me think, what I saw the teams that they put together on their list, like as in the teams that were a part of that they had to play with. I showed the teams on the on yesterday's show. I have the actual actual thing here, but I'm going to let me do this one thing too. I'm going to show you the roster they played with. I said to you, I basically said, so if you look at their roster was a mix of modern day and legendary players. That was the mix that they utilized in their scenario, and it was a good team. It was definitely a good team. But I noticed that most likely, especially when I saw that, Frimpong was starting at right back, for instance, I was thinking to myself, I don't think everyone out in our community would have possibly chosen that particular selection. No offense to Frimpong, talented player. Maybe they're trying to utilize him for whatever they're trying to utilize him for. But maybe there would have been another selection here or there that you would have maybe made for some of the selections. So, let's see if I can do this. So what I did is I will show you the selections that they made. And then what I was asking, if you do see the team as well, what it was is I ended up doing a little, I did some research. I did a lot of research actually for this. It's probably why I started to show late. And in the research I did, I came up on the prices for the players, and also came up with basically how much the players on their team would have cost. And if you know anything about this video game, I don't play this video game actually. So I'm not the authority to go to. But if you know a little something about this video game, you get these coins, I guess, and you got to spend coins. You can pay for coins. You can win coins or something like that. You can pay for You can pay for players, and you can build your own squads, and that's how you roll. So this is going to be. Let me show you their team. Let me make sure that this is all set up correctly for you to see properly. So I don't want you to see. I want you to be able to see the whole entire team that they chose. All right. I'll make this nice and large. All right, here we go. All right. This is the team that they chose with their squad. Okay. This is the team that they chose with their squad. On it, you can see they chose King Kenny up top. They've got Ian Rush up top. They had John Barnes, Stevie G. They had Salah on the right. They had Risa. They had Carragher. They had Alonso in the holding position on one side. That was for the not obviously, but most likely that was this. You would probably guess, but that was the side of Endo and Mecca. Of course, they were going to go with DM. What team wouldn't they? They have to have a lineup that has a DM in it. How can you be two DMs and not have a lineup with a DM in it? They also had Virgil van Dijk, they had Frimpong on the right, and they had Ali in goal. Okay. The other Rio and Woodman had a different setup. They had a 4-4-2, and you can see they let Alonso be in a flat 4. Okay. Now, is the only real difference in their lineup is that they had one had a holding and one had a flat 4. So, what's unique about this? It's a good blend. Endo does have a lot of kids, by the way. What made me think about it is that ended up being I think it was 3.2 million or something like that or whatever. First I said 4. I thought I said yesterday, but I was going to make it 3 to make it more comparative to what they played with. So I said in the description, I gave you a list. I said, hey, put together your list. We're gonna put together one for us. We're gonna put together one for Lee. We'll even put one together for the channel as a collective. We'll try to come up with one where we do a committee representation for one. And I even went as far as, I know Lee mentioned this, and I noticed it as well. certain positions didn't have a plethora. Okay, if those yeah, I did say if those who know the word plethora, uh, Three Amigos style.
Good work.
It didn't have a plethora of sometimes selections to choose from in certain positions on the pitch. So what I did was I looked at earlier versions of the game that had legends, our former legends involved in it. I omitted one legend. I didn't really want to have him a part of it, but I included some extra sauce, if you want to say awesome sauce. I include some extra sauce into this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together some squads. Let's put together some squads. I'll let Lee go first because Lee actually did his homework. I did my homework kind of, but Lee did his homework, and I want to award him since that is a specialty. So let's go with that. Let's start with this is the list. So what I mean by I ended up adding some extras. So this was the original list. If you see this, it has Ali. Actually, didn't have Reina on it. I did put him in extra.
Put it up full screen so they can see it properly.
Oh yes, certainly. Let me bring it full screen for you guys. So these are the players you can choose from. And on the side is how much they cost. Okay, keep in mind that's how much they actually cost, or on average. It can always change. I think I put gravy in here. I don't know if I put gravy in here or not. Maybe I should put gravy. I feel bad not including gravy. But so these are the players, for instance. So Ali, I put Pepe Reina. But these were the choices you had originally. And make sure this fits there. And oops. This was the first. Sorry about that. It's a little sensitive. This was the second listing of them, of the players on there. The second, and I put them as best I could into actual into grouped positions, by the way, too, to make it a little easier for you to so we can get to them. These are more like the midfielders, and then these were your forwards. So the first were your defenders. This second was your midfielders. These were your forwards that were on the original list to choose from. Now, being like I said, I am I like to think of myself as a nice guy. So I ended up adding a few extra names to this list. And these were the names I got to find and choose. I put in Ekitike, I put Isak, I put Alan Hansen, I put Sunis, I put Torres. Also, I put in Hipia, I put Garcia, Keegan. Maybe there's a lot of old school fans out there that love some of these nostalgic players. They don't want to make it just about just solely the legends of the Prem. Robbie Fowler's in there. So there's some new names that you can include in your selections. Big up Daz. I'll have to I can so I'm going to allow for, if you'd like, by the way, you can tell me who your team is, Lee, first, and then what we'll do is I have a little tell me what your team is, and what I'll do is I'll put your original team, and then you can, if you want to make differences or changes in there, you can tell me who you want to make.
Well, my original team before you made those additions of players to choose from was Alisson, Reece at left back, Van Dijk and Carragher at centre back, Szoboszlai at right back, Mascherano, Alonso, McManaman and Gerrard as a midfield, and
Okay,
Barnes and Rush up front. Now it's interchangeable. There's a few formations in that 11. I've pretty much picked Barnes as a striker rather than a winger there, because McManaman might be on the left for me here with Gerrard on the right. Then you've got Alonso and Mascherano in the middle, because they were a nice blend. Alonso and Mascherano, Alonso liked to sit as well, didn't he? You know what I mean? So like that gives the team a good midfield base. And I wanted Gerrard and McManaman in, but I wanted Barnes in as well. So I've picked Barnes more as like a striker, which Barnes could play. Barnes played striker a number of times for Liverpool. Actually played up front, before his injury and that. So plays him up front with Rushy.
Okay, so let me see if I can make sure I get all your players in here. Some of the players, I remember some of them, not all of your players that you chose. So I will have to probably ask you to repeat some of them.
Yeah.
But as I go on, so do you want Ian Rush on the right or left?
Right.
You're doing a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2? What are you doing also about
4-4-2 for now is what I'll call it. Yeah.
Okay. So you put Ian Rush on the right, you said?
Yeah. Him and Barnes up front. So I suppose that makes sense. Rush right-footed, Barnes left-footed.
Yeah. All right. And you are doing, you said Barnes. So let me find John Barnes in here. It took me a while to get all these cards too, to find these cards. Not all of them were easy to find. All right, there's John Barnes. All right, John Barnes is up next. All right. So tell us again why you went with John Barnes up front and Ian Rush or why you went with Barnes and Rush as the pair.
Basically, because I wanted both of them in the team, but I also wanted Gerrard and McManaman in the team, and Mascherano and Alonso.
Okay. All right, so you got a lot. So you have Alonso in the team, right? As you said, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could have chose Dirk Kuyt was an option, wasn't he? Kenny, but Kenny was expensive. He cost like $1.5 million. They were the options up front, weren't they? Initially, the only options. So yeah, that's what I went with.
Yeah, the pricing is going to limit you. It's not. This isn't like just pick your team. You got to stay in budget. You got to stay in the budget, and that's the toughest thing with this. That's the one thing I thought was going to be fun to do or try to do. Is try to stay in the budget.
Well, that's what made me pick this team initially, because it was on budget, and I think it's significantly below budget.
Okay.
But anyway, I liked it. I liked the team of the choices that were there. I just liked the look of this combination of players.
You had Mascherano, right? You said?
Yeah, him and Alonso, because Souness wasn't there initially, or I would have picked him. But Mascherano is such a good deal.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to finish putting together your original picks. And then if you want to make substitutions, now that we had this extra layer of then you can always cash in what you paid for the player and buy new if you need to. All right, so you had Mascherano, you had Alonso, and then
Gerrard and McManaman with the other two in midfield.
So you have Gerrard, I assume, on the right.
I wanted to include McManaman, such a good bloody player, and went on to do really well for Madrid. He just played for us at a time when we weren't very good, Steve McManaman. Ditto
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's nice of you, because I know that he often gets he often gets the same treatment sometimes as Michael Owen.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's no reason for that for me. I've always liked him, and I don't mind him as a pundit. Some people think he's a bit vanilla, a bit boring, but I don't mind Stevie. I've always liked the guy, and he was a
Okay,
great
okay.
player. Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
felt any hostility towards Steve. Didn't when he left, you know what I mean? I just accepted that Real Madrid wanted him, and we were not very good in 1999. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? We
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
weren't.
Okay, okay. Um, all right. Your back four. Tell me who your back four was again. Who was your back four again?
Yeah,
Starting with let's just start with left back. Who's your left back?
Risa,
Okay. Could have went with
then
Jamie
it's
there, but okay. All right, I got you.
yeah, I wanted the left footer. There was only two choices, really, Carragher or Risa, and I wanted the left footer.
Got you.
Um, so yeah, and I've gone for Carragher with Virgil um, in the middle.
All right. Oh, so you went with Jamie and Verge in the middle. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. I think Carragher was probably a better centre back than he was a full back, although he was a good full back. Um,
Interesting. Very
yeah, and I
interesting.
think he could have complemented Virgil okay because Virgil's such a good player, and you know, did good at different things.
I think he would have. I agree with that.
Yeah, did
As
good at
as much as
different things.
I don't think that Jamie was like, some world renowned elite player, one of the best
Mm,
ever or something like that. I still think that he was a fantastic player in that
mm.
he probably would have done a lot of the dirty work to keep Virgil from having to get involved in a lot of the extra stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I liked the idea of them playing together. Thought that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then right
Understood.
back, I chose Sobersley instead of Trent. I just thought,
Wait a
oh,
minute.
yeah,
Wait a
because you
minute.
wanted to keep, it said, a mix of the old and new, old and current players. Well, he's a current player still.
Yeah.
So I went for Sobbo, even though I've been pissed off with him getting shunted to right back. I thought, sod it. It's a strong team anyway. Let's have two really good attacking fullbacks in recent Sobbo. Because
Wow.
Klopp's the manager of this team, by the way.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. We should put a coach associated with it. I'll find a picture for coaches if you want. Excuse me. And I guess since it is legendary, you can do any coach you want. You could have gone with like Shankly or Fagan or whatever you wanted. Rafa. All right. All right. So all things equal, this is your team. That's your team. All right. Good looking team. I'll make the image larger so everyone can see it. Good looking team. Very good looking team.
Yeah, if you want to change it to a 4-3-3, then
No,
like
no, keep it in a 4-4-2 because it's just it's easier with
okay,
this.
okay.
With this graphic I have, it's easier to keep
Yeah,
it
no,
this
I
way.
was just saying, I
You
was
can
no,
you
I
can
wasn't
you can
saying.
pick you yeah, you can pick your
Yeah, I
own. You can
wasn't
pick your
saying
own.
to do that. Like I was just saying, it can be. It's adaptable. This 11
Oh, I
who
understood.
thinks.
Understood.
If you
Understood.
wanted to like set it up in a modern year, the way like Jurgen did it with the 4-3-3, you'd have Barnes on the right, Rush in the middle, McManaman on the left. You'd have Xabi and Mascherano, and then Gerrard just forward of them in a
Okay.
4-3-3. But it's a 4-4-2. That's what I picked it as.
Okay. 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 It's a pretty decent looking team there. Pretty decent looking team. I'm gonna I already been my original selection anyway, so I'm gonna do mine on the fly here. But but are there people that you want to swap out having the new choices, new selections? And I can show you the new selections, by the way, again. These were the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These were the 9 players that were added on. These were the 9 subs that I had that you can sub in.
Yeah, put it up on the full screen so I can see them.
Sure,
Probably
sure.
the 9 players.
Again, while you're at home, you can do this. You can do the math, or if you haven't done your own little team, in the description, there's the listings of the players, the prices that they have. You can make it out to see what you want to put together as your team. You can always include that. Oh, I will certainly include it.
See, if I'm working within a 3 million budget, I'd probably be able to replace Carragher with Hansen and still be within a 3 million budget, I think. But I'd have to keep the rest the same. Alternatively,
All
I
right.
could.
You know what? Would it be easier? Is it going to be easier if I make it 4 million so that
Okay, yeah, okay.
because the players are extremely expensive.
Well, I'm not changing with most of them, but in the case of having a choice between Souness and Mascherano, I would go for Souness, and I'm choosing between Sammy Ippier or Alan Hansen and Carragher. I'd choose one of Ippier or Hansen. How much is Sammy on that list? Was that then?
Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry about that.
Sammy
was 600.
Right, 612. So he's not an awful lot less than Hansen. I'd be inclined to. Probably, though, in terms of what the partnership would be on the pitch, Sammy and Virgil would be really good, but so would Virgil and Hansen.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You got the extra. You just got the extra million. So what are you going to
do? I'll swap Carragher out for Hansen.
Okay.
Hansen and Van Dijk's just too good to pass up on if it's an opportunity.
Oh, my fault. I'm going the wrong way, people. I noticed a lot of screens being moved around. All right. So you're taking out Jamie's getting dropped. So what do you? How much?
Actually, what I'll do is I'll show Carragher out to right back. Yeah, Carragher can go to right back, and Hansen comes in with Virgil.
All right, so you're going Carragher out, or it's Dom out. How much was Dom? Do you remember how much Dom was? Do you have
120,000? Dom was.
Okay. And you're bringing in Hansen. Hold on a second. I can find Hansen.
It's about £600,000 more for me to do
that.
I could actually still swap Mascherano for Souness and be in budget with 4 million. Souness is the ultimate for me in that position. Although Mascherano was brilliant, Souness was just that bit better for me. But Mascherano was so good in that position. He turned him into a bloody centre back, didn't he, Barcelona?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Always got to have a strong day.
I know. I actually did. I was disappointed when he went to Barcelona, to be honest with you. Because I always thought that he played like a.
Oh yeah, he was superb. The great competitors, the RGs, aren't they? The Argentines are great competitors.
Yeah, he played like it's always good to have an Argentine player on your team because they play. They play tough. All right, so you got Hansen back there now. Carragher bumped out to the right side. You still got VVD. You got Risa. You still, I assume, in budget. Who else are you taking out? How much do you have left in budget then by doing that?
To be honest, I'll leave it like that. We leave it there for me.
Leave it there?
Yeah, that's enough. To swap Sobo out for Hansen and move Carragher over there, that's enough for me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all the guys we've got in there.
All right.
3 Scousers in there.
All right, Red Armchair Supporter, big up, brother. I love Red Armchair Supporter. Always contributes and always is active in the conversation. Really do appreciate you, Red Armchair Supporter. Ali, Risa, VVD, Hippia. I didn't have Finnan. Barnes, Gerard, Mascherano, Salah, Dalglish, and Rush. Okay, so you'd have to figure out someone to replace. You'd have to replace one of your right back, obviously. You'd have to come up with a right back. You could put. I know you don't like the man formerly known as number 66. He's on that list. Who else is on that list? I'll try to think off the top of my head now. Who's on that list? I do have it on here. So Jamie could play there. Frimpong's there. Trent's there. Or I know I'm not supposed to say his name, but Dom's there. If you want to do that, you want to be outrageous and courageous. No, he's saying, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. Let's do I'm going to, so I can see the names and do this at the same time. I'm going to set up my screens here so I can do all of this together here. I'm going to do my list here. And I said, I'm going to do mine on the fly here. I'm going to redo it since with just do it as we do with the new names involved. All right, let me see if you're in budget here. I'll for instance, yeah, if you give me a team, if you put a team out there and you put a team that you want, obviously you're gonna have to substitute someone in there for your right back, because I don't have him at right back. I don't have a price for him. But if you want to play along and you want me to figure out how much you are in budget, I'll do the math for you here. So we got Ali for you. We got Risa for you. 75,000. We got VVD for you. 71.5. We got Hippia for you. Hippia was where's Sammy?
I think you were in budget there, Armchair, with the one on the top there. But I'm not sure. Did you include Finnan?
No, I didn't. He wasn't on the list of he wasn't in the cards that I could find.
Yeah. So I'll just throw Dom in there, Armchair, like you said, yeah. On Maynard's wine gums.
What did he say?
Oh, he's just messing while he's spending the rest of it. If he's under budget, he said, but he'd spend the difference on.
Let's see, 261. Yeah, and if it is easier, you can tell me that way. Just tell me your team, and then I can just add them up for you, because that is a little bit maybe easier for some. Whoops. Mascherano, 7,500. Also, Mascherano. Big up Bonkers, by the way. Big up. Let's see. Here, I'm just going to bring your team up so I can keep it up there and it doesn't go away. Mascherano, I just put in there. And then you have Salah. I think Salah was an expensive one. Salah was yeah, Salah's right there. 512. Then you had Salah. Kenny, and Rush. Okay. Rush is 79,000. Rush was a bargain, by the way. Absolute bargain. And you want with the King Kenny is going to possibly break you. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it 100. King Kenny is probably going to break you. No, actually, you are under budget.
Right. Plenty of money for Maynard's, wine, gums, and whatever flavour ice cream you like.
You are under budget. I'm going to have to put in a player for you for right back. Who do you want for your right back? Who did he tell you? Did he say?
He's pulling Dom. I don't know if he's
All right.
sticking to that. The choices for right back were only really Trent, Cara, and you can have Dom.
Yeah. Well, you could have went with Frimpong. Could have went Frimpong. Frimpong plays right back.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Frimpong.
Let me find Dami Spotlight on here. He's 120,000. Well done. Your grand total is 3.725. 3,725,000 is what you came out to be. That is under 4 million. So don't spend all your money in one place. Big up, big up. That's a nice look. That's a nice team, actually. It's a really nice team.
Got nice balance.
Yeah. It's got some nice balance. Mane was, you know what? I don't think Mane was in here. I feel bad that I left Mane out. I just thought about that. When did I put it? I put 5 names on this side. I put 4 on this side. Let me see if I can find a Mane card. I don't know if Mane is in here. Do you know? You just made me feel really, really bad for leaving out Sadio Mane. Let me see if I can find it. All right. I will add Mane to that list too, by the way. I have to add Mane. Mane's my guy. I love Mane. You got to have Mane. All right. Put Mane on here, but I got to find a price for him. Now I'll have to put him into the list here. Let me find out what his price was. Find out what his price is. Let me find his price. This is it. I'm seeing. All right. I got it. All right. So I'm going to add Mane to the list too. So if you wanted Mane, you can add Mane. But if you guys are doing this at home, like I said, just put it together. Similar to what Lee just did. I'm going to add to this Mane. Mane's played a bunch of different positions too. I think he even played right wing occasionally too. Oops. All right, I'm gonna put Mane in here. So, Lee, what do you think of Red Armchair Supporters team?
Yeah, good team. Yeah, it's got a good blend to it. Yeah, good one.
Do you think that Sadio Mane still gets into a 4-4-2?
Mane.
Yeah. Mane.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he'd be dead useful still in a 4-4-2.
Okay. Just a question. All I know it. I don't have a price for him, but so we don't have any controversy, I put him in there. All right, so Mane is a part of the list too here. He is a part of the game. I guess you're talking about ice cream. All right. I am going to knock out my list then. Let me get back to this. I'm going to knock out my list. My list is going to be certainly a unique one, I'm sure, for some. But it's going to have certainly some great players amongst it. So let's get into this. That was Lee's team. We're going to build one. We're going to, before we end the episode, we're going to definitely do a team together. But all right, let me do this on the fly. Here we go. I'm just going to, first off, there's some players I don't care how much they cost. We're just going to have them part of it. So I am going up top. I'm going to bounce around a little bit, but I am going to go up top. I am going to go with El Nino up top. He is arguably one of my favorite players of all time. I'm going to go El Nino up top. And bring him in as my striker. I am going to then do, so that is El Nino. How much is El Nino? El Nino is expensive. I know that. 527,000. I know I'm going over budget, by the way. I might have to ask Red Armchair Supporter for his change to get to stay under budget. But all right, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I am going to go with I'm going to stay with Ali in goal. Stay with Ali in goal. Like I said, I'm going to pop around a little bit. I'm going to go with Ali in goal. And not surprising, best goalkeeper. Even though you have Pepe Reina, I did include Pepe Reina in there. I did grow up on Pepe Reina being the, in my mind at that time, I thought he was the best goalkeeper. I thought he was the best goalkeeper for Liverpool when I was growing up.
Yeah, he was. He was the best goalie we'd had in a long time. Like, he was consistent, wasn't he, Reina? We'd had trouble in the position, haven't we? Like, you know, we'd gone through quite a lot of goalies in a short space of time before Pepe Reina. So it was good when we settled on a keeper and kept him for a while.
Yep. Next, I'm going to go with kind of work the spine of the team. If I'm going to have Fernando, I've got to have his partner in crime, Stevie G. I'm going to go Stevie G with this one, which means I have just added 261,000. Not that bad. All right. So Stevie G gets in there. I think who else I would put there next to him. I kind of want to go and put Mascherano next to him, to be honest with you. That way you can let Stevie like go forward and you can have Mascherano, you know, like it wouldn't be a flat 4-4-2. It would be more like a dime. Like you could have Stevie playing like a 10 role rather than a DM role. You know what I mean? but Alonso is very, very alluring to have there too. A lot harder than I thought, to tell you the truth. There's so many great names on this list. I'm going to go with my next pick. I know I'll get flack if I don't choose Barnes. I grew up on Barnesy a little bit, but I'm going to go with did you have any recent players other than Ali in your team? And maybe Dom?
Van Dijk.
Okay.
Van Dijk was the only. Van Dijk, Allison, and Szoboszlai. Well, swapped Szoboszlai out, didn't I, to bring Hansen in? So there's only Allison and Van Dijk from the current squad.
All right, let me put in. I'm kind of weighing out some options here. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna go with. I think I know what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna bring in. So I put in Stevie. I'm going to also put in my captain. Where's Verge? I'll have him holding it down as one of the. I'm going to go with his partner, and I'm going to go with his partner being. You want Jamie Carragher? I'm not going to do that. VVD is being the other player right here. And then alongside him, I think it would be a travesty if I didn't go with Alan Hansen. I think I would be called out as being like, "What are you, crazy? How can you not have Hansen?" Right? Isn't that what I'm gonna be told? So I'll go Hansen. I had to add these up, but whoops. Again, I'm doing this just on the fly. So bear with me. Sometimes my computer does not want to completely be user-friendly here. What were your thoughts about Hansen? Like, I know that a lot of people, I mean, for some of us that didn't necessarily get to enjoy like a lot of his actions on the pitch, what was special about Hansen to you?
How calm and controlled he was at all times as a defender. You never ever seen him flustered in the same way with Virgil. So it'd be great to see them as a pair. Obviously, he wasn't there initially, so I went for Carragher over Canate. They were the two choices, but given the choice of Hansen, yeah, I had to smuggle him in. He was captain when I was a kid, you know what I mean? But yeah, he was captain when I was a kid. When I started going the match, basically, Alan Hansen was the captain.
Yeah. I was just wondering, like, cause I know that I've seen like, replays, and I've seen like him. It's different. It is different when you get to watch something live as opposed to on a replay, but you can appreciate, you still can have some appreciation for it, for a player when you watch, even if you aren't watching it live, or you might know the outcome, you still can at least appreciate the talents of a player when you see it unfold.
Yeah. I mean, he was coming towards the end of his career when I started going the match, but he was still brilliant in the captain. In fact, he was still absolutely brilliant, for quite a while. He retired then after the 1990 final title victory. But yeah, he was our captain. Like when I started going the match,
Mm-hmm.
he was just so calm and that, like, he was never flustered, and he just got his leg in. It was just positioning a lot of the time with Hansen. He was just great with his positioning, like, and Lawrenson had an abundance of pace. I mean, Hansen was quick as well, but Lawrenson was even faster and a little bit
Yeah.
better in the air. A little bit taller, a little bit better than the air, but he was such a great. I've never seen anything like it still yet for Liverpool. Seen some good partnerships, but nothing approaching that. It's a shame for Virgil, really. I was on that Blood Red podcast earlier in the stream, and I was saying, like, we've never really bought a sort of like top notch like partner for Virgil. Like, we've had good partners for him, but like Massive was a free, Joe was already at the club. Both have suffered with injuries while Virgil's been here, and then there was like Lovren, Ibu as well. But I can't help thinking that, like, over the years that Virgil's been here, maybe if we'd have went out a few years back and been able to spend a good few bob on the right partner for him to have that right partnership, it could have took us that little bit further. But it's all
Excuse me.
maybes, isn't it?
Excuse me. A little sneeze there. Couldn't get to take the thing off. Leone could be next one. I have Leone's card. Leone could be a next big player. I'm hoping that he bounces back from his injury. Also, something to note, because I know we were talking about it in our group chat. Thomas Bosley is working back towards trying to be fit for that Spurs game. So I know there was a report out there that he's going to be injured until February or something, I think was the question I was asked. And from what I read and what I saw, he is hoping to be back for Spurs. If we risk him or not, that's the big question, but who knows? All right, so I have my left back. I need to find someone I'm going to do for the midfield. I got 3 midfielders, a striker, a right back. Would it be sacrilege if I chose Trent Alexander? I don't even have a card for Trent for number 66, the artist or the player formerly known as number 66. I didn't have a card for him, actually. Would it be sacrilege if I put him in as a player? Do you think that'd be bad?
No, really.
No.
If you want to do it,
I don't know. I might get a lot of bad. I like a lot of like too soon. That's what it is, I guess. Let's see. Who am I going with my midfield? I don't want to be too defensive, but I am going to. I think I'm going to have to go with Alonso too in that midfield. I think you're right. I think I might have to. McManaman is a shout. McManaman gets overlooked a lot of times. He was a really talented player.
Oh, he's brilliant, McManaman. If we would have been a better side at the time, like, we would have seen even more. But then when he landed at Madrid straight away, I think he won the Champions League twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
He scored in his first Champions League final. I can remember the goal. I can remember being in my mates watching it. He's just a really good player, yeah. And he's very adaptable, McManaman. He could float around and fit into different positions, like, rather than just being rigidly stuck on one wing or whatever. Because we played that 3-5-2 at that time, like, and he was, behind the 2 forwards, wasn't he? He was behind Fowler and Collymore, or Fowler and Rush, whatever it was.
Yeah. Here is what I'm going to do. This might be controversial. This might be controversial. If me saying Trent Alexander-Arnold was controversial, this is going to be controversial, I'm sure. But it's okay. I'll deal with it. I am brave. I'll deal with it. I'm going to go with Michael Owen. I know people are like Fowler. I could have went with Ian Rush. I get that. I get it. But Owen was a bad boy too when he played for us. He was definitely a bad boy. Very bad boy.
He was a phenomenon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a phenomenon at that young age, Owen, at that really young age. I mean, I remember he was like 17 when he first come. I think his Premier League debut was away to Southampton, possibly. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, he was 17, but he looked about 12, didn't he? He looked like a little baby on the pitch running around in a man's football kit, like a little kid. He was so small, he was bloody tiny, and then he filled
like his
obviously
kit,
he never got any taller throughout his career. He stayed little, but like he filled out then, didn't he? You know, and become like. But at first, he was just like this little guy, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
The way people.
Who would you rate higher? Would you rate Keegan or would you rate Salah as a right winger? Who would you rate higher? You can tell us out in the chat too. I'm just wondering.
Keegan, Keegan did play when we bought him. Like he was a midfielder, but he was very soon in, up front. The little man, big man thing with Tosha. So like it'd have to be Mo on the right wing. I'm not sure how good Keegan would be as a right winger. Like
because like technically Salah's listed as a right midfielder too. If you want to get like technical with it. So right mid, right wing, whatever you want to call it, like that like hybrid of a position that it is. If you had to pick if you had a team and you needed someone on your right side to play offensively on your right side, would you pick Salah or would you pick Keegan?
Salah.
Salah still? Okay. All right. Just wondering. Help me out with my picks here. Help me out with my picks. All right, let me get the rest of my picks done here for you guys. I'm just looking for the players. I think I know what I'm going to do. Whoops, I picked that wrong by accident there. All right, I have my team. Just let me put the players onto the screen, and you will see the team that I have selected for my spots. You will see the team I have selected for my spots. Two and I already picked that. I just need I don't have him on here. I need to give me 1 sec. I have to find the card for him. Oh my goodness. This is going to be controversial, I'm sure, but it's all good. All good. Here we go. I'm going to have to do it, people. I have to do it. All right. This is going to be my team that I would select for my squad. I wanted to be different and put Keegan on there, to be honest with you. But I can't be. I gotta be honest. I don't know. I don't know if he beats out Salah, considering where Salah is with his career now.
Yeah, I sort of like only went for Rush as a striker because I wanted to include Barnes, McManaman, and Gerrard at the same time as having Alonso Mascherano. So I couldn't fit a second de facto striker in there, like, and I picked Barnes because Barnes did play a couple of times through the middle for us, like as a forward. So I thought him and Rush. Something different.
Right, there's that. And I need one more player. And the final player, I think I put it on there, didn't I? I'm sure I didn't put him already on here. No, I didn't. The final player that I had on here is a little drum roll. I'm looking for Endo. Let me see if I can find Endo. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. Big up Endo. Big up Endo. Next time you get on my list. You'll get on my list next time. I'll tell you the truth too. I would like to put Souness in, to be honest with you, next to Gerard. I don't know if that would be a good. Do you think that would be a good partnership?
Yeah, I think that'd be a brilliant partnership. Yeah.
Do you think that partnership would be better
Brilliant.
than Alonso?
Probably because the pair of them could do everything. Jabby couldn't do everything. And yeah, you do want to blend players who've got different capabilities, but I mean, Souness and Gerrard were different enough for them to make a good pair. And I think Stephen was like a bit more happy going forward, especially in his earlier Liverpool career in midfield. You know, with Souness behind, that'd be rock solid. Both of them bone crunching tackles. Both of them really good passes. Both has a great shot. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
combo.
What's not to like? I know it's a lot of knots. Maybe a double negative there. Yeah, I'm gonna go Souness. Why not? This is gonna be my team. That's gonna be my team. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. I don't feel that. I thought I was gonna get flustered because there's so many names to pick. I hate when sometimes there's so many players and you're picking over like players that you loved or players that you know that were your favorites growing up or something like that. If I pick Gakpo, that would drive people mad, I'm sure. Can someone tell me the players you can add that aren't in the description? Oh yeah, sure. I'll show you that right now. Just give me a second. Dustin. I'm going to show you. This is the team I went with. This is my team. I'm actually kind of happy with that one. I know I've got a trader on the team, but I get that. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm sure if we were playing this with some people, they probably would have Raheem Sterling in the list anyway. So there you go. But I think I'm happy with that list right there. That'll be my squad. I think I have enough balance in this squad to have like enough of a defensive shell, you know. He's going to leave me on the free. Yeah, there you go, Duffy. That's the only thing that sucks. Yeah, that would suck. But I think I'm happy with this team. I think it would leave me enough of a defensive. The midfield is possibly one like that. Midfield is solid. and then I have enough on the width. I have enough width with Mane and Salah to bring absolute like. The only thing I'm worried about is Mane and Salah going to play nice and feed their strikers. That's the only thing I worry about. That's the only thing I worry about. If they play nice and they feed their strikers, this team could be possibly, because that could be one of the fastest front lines in that could have been one of the fastest front lines in football. Lots of pace, yeah. Lots of pace up there. And you got the the grit and the nails with Stevie and Souness, and then you have a back line where Trent can be inverted maybe, and you can have you could have Hansen and Jamie and Verge be like a back three. You know what I mean? Like have Trent. This team's. I'm getting excited. All right, let me get out of here before I get. Let me take my team down here. I'll show you the selections that you could have picked for yours. These are some of the extra selections. Okay. I don't know how much time we have to do a team all together. Let me see. Yeah, we have some time to do it. These were the selections that you had, the extra selections that weren't on the list. Pepe Reina was one of them, but also these are the 10 selections that you had to pick from if you wanted to, that I added to it. I got you. No love for Jamie at left back. That's because I didn't have Robbo in as a selection on here. I should have. He's one of the best left backs of all time for the Premier League. But I didn't find his card as an icon card.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I initially wanted to include Carragher was everyone knows he was not the greatest player ever, but he made himself like indispensable and really good. I mean, he was good, he was a good player, but like compared to the other names in that lineup, like it gives that type of player that you look at and you think, bloody hell, it gives everyone a chance, like of making it sort of thing. I remember his debut. I was there at his debut when he scored. He played defensive midfield that day against Villa at Anfield. His celebration was funny. Carragher ran off going. That's funny, mate.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah. Debut.
Here's the picture you wanted to get. This is these are the selections of players, additional players that were added to the list that weren't a part of the original list in the description. Pepe Reina is on that list too. Let me see if I can get back to it. Pepe Reina is on in case there's those out there that wanted to go old school. But Ali's only 3,000 more, but like Pepe Reina is on there. But other than that, it was this right here, which had Hugo, Isak, Hansen, Souness, and Torres. And then you had Hipia, you had Garcia, Keegan, Fowler, and Mane as the other choices that you could have put on there. Big up, Cedric. What up? Hope you're doing well. Hope that you're probably at work right now or something. But big up, Cedric. OG. Duff saying just playing three center backs at back when Trent is in their half the whole game. Yeah, basically. I think the one unique thing about the three backs that I chose, at least for the team I picked, was that those three center halves aren't going to have to go forward. Could they go forward? Absolutely. I'm sure they could if they necessarily needed to, but they're going to sit tight and play defense. These again, I'll show you the listings here. It was these five. Hopefully, Dustin, you got it. Maybe take a screenshot or something of it, I guess, or something, maybe. And then this was the other one. So We gave an extra $1 million to you, by the way. We gave an extra $1 million so you could fit some of these players. Originally, the original cap was 3. We made it 4 so that you can fit, so that people can actually afford the new players that were included. On average, I think on average with that list, it said on average it's like something like 5 million, is around 4.9 or something like that was like the average when people would try to take what the teams that people were selecting from those players. The team average was like around 5 million, but we made it 4 to try to make it interesting. This is a team I made. Maybe it's too expensive. Okay, let me see what the team is that you made. We'll see if it's too expensive or not. We'll know. Who knows? Who knows? But all right. I will. Let me see if I can. Whoops. Let me see if I can. Hold on a second. All right. You're playing a 4-2-3-1. I'll add up your bunker. I'll add up your. Try to do a quick adding job on your players for you. Maybe Lee can tell us some history on. Let's see. You want relatively newer players too. Do you think that Risa can be arguably our best left back?
It depends what way you look at it. He's a very good attacking fullback. He could be caught out defensively. He was generally quite good defensively, but he could be caught out. Very good going forwards, obviously, and then you had the ferocious shot and the crossing and all that. Like,
Yeah.
he was phenomenal. I was made up when we got him because he was like a midfielder. But I like when we bought it was like, oh, he's been playing in midfield a lot, and then we brought him in. I think his debut was the Super Cup against Bayern Munich, if I remember correctly, Risa. When we played Bayern Munich in 2001 in the Super Cup after 2001. 2001, yeah, when we won the UEFA Cup, yeah. And they won the Champions League. I think that was his debut anyway. I think he come on as substitute. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was talented going forward, but I mean he's much more of an offensive player. He's much more offensively adept than Robbo is. But it depends on what you're classifying as offensively adept, I guess, because there's some that I'm sure are going to argue that Robbo, who is one of the all-time leading assist givers in the league because of his ability to pass and cross, I mean that's part of being an offensive too. So he doesn't have the greatest of shots, but maybe you could say a little bit about his passing. Does you think he's a better passer maybe than Risa is? Then you can make that argument, right? It's not too far out of bounds.
No.
Oh wow, Maka was a steal. 12,000. I just realized Maka was only 12,000. You went with Alonso. You went with Mane. I think Mane was 512,000. You went with King Kenny is going to hurt your budget. King Kenny's going to hurt your budget. But before we get to King Kenny, I'll see about Keegan. Owen. 298,000. What are you guys saying? Robbo's partnership with Mane was telepathic, made them both. They both helped each other up on the pitch. They did. They absolutely did. They absolutely did. And the fact that Mane would put in the extra work to kind of like, get his back. I think that's. I mean, like, I don't know. I'll wait till Lee gets back. But in the chat, you heard the comments that Carragher said about Salah. Salah would sometimes throw his right back under the bus. He said something a little bit on the lines. If he said something to those lines, right? Or he say something like he left his right back out to dry or something. 98. I know that those are probably harsh words. I get that. I get that. They're probably harsh. But we can all agree that Salah's commitment to defense and tracking back and assisting in defense is not the same as Mane's. We can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
And albeit we've all said that Robbo is a better defensive player than the player formerly known as number 66.
Mm-hmm.
But if the roles were reversed, let's say Salah was playing on the left and Mane was playing on the right, and he gave the kind of commitment and effort that he did on the left side, now just on the right side, do you think people would still have an issue? Would have still attacked our side like they did? Or I'm saying, like, I think that's side. There could be an argument that the commitment that Mane made to defense could have possibly impacted people's perception. Like, think about it. Like, Robbo is a solid defender. I'm not disputing that at all. But maybe his ability to be a solid defender is because he had a solid left winger or left inside forward or whatever you want to call it, tracking back and assisting him in defending, which lightened his load or helped lighten his load and gave him better ability to, like, not be targeted, better ability not to have, like, to have a player that maybe can come back and double team and or double a player, trying to trap players and stuff like that, as opposed to Salah, who's not really going to be tracking back and leaving Trent on a somewhat virtual island. Is that too far? Am I going too far with that?
No, there was like a little bit of difference, like in the defensive and attacking capabilities of Trent and Robbo, wasn't there? Which made them, a good match as fullbacks, like, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Plus, what is? No, go ahead. Elaborate. I'm just adding up his price. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like everyone understood, like, after a while, that Tommy Robertson was the better defender of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And Trent's eye for a ball was the thing with him. Not that Robbo wasn't good going forward, and not that Trent couldn't defend, because he could. He wasn't the greatest defender, but, like, he could.
I think he can defend. Trent can.
His positional sense wasn't too bad. It was just sometimes, like, his awareness.
Sometimes he couldn't be bothered. I admit that.
Yeah.
Sometimes he acts like he couldn't be bothered, but
yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's almost 2:00. All right. This is going to be we're gonna have to wrap up the show here. But yes, unfortunately, Dustin, your team came in at 4.4 million, a little bit over. That King Kenny pushed you way over. You were at 2.89. You're at 2.89 million. without King Kenny in your lineup. And then when King Kenny joined, it pushed you over the 4 million mark. So you might have to find someone different than King Kenny, or if you want to keep King Kenny, maybe replace 1 or 2 other players to kind of bring down your 434,000 mark to get underneath that threshold. But we didn't get a chance to put together a team together, but unfortunately, I do have an afternoon appointment that I have to do. People, we are going to take all. I'm gonna make an edit to. I'll try to make an edit to the listing. Let me see if I can make it now. I'll tell you the truth. That way you can have the names or extra players that were included as additional players. Let me see if I can do that now. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to put them in as best I can here. And let me see if I get the last one. And then if you can, just if you want, you can do, if you didn't get the opportunity to add them during it, give me your, put them in the comments or add them the way that Red Armchair Supporter did real quickly before we end the show here. Let's see if we can get there. Sadio Mane. Oops. I'm going to put it in twice. Okay. I think that's all of them. Okay. Yes, I just put in the additions to the additional players to the listings. And hopefully it works. Schedule for later. I don't know why it's trying to make me schedule for later, but I'll figure out some way to get it all in there for you. But these are the additions. These are the extra players you can choose from. Hopefully you can get in some of your choices so that you can like join the watch. Yeah, if you switch verts for King Kenny, you're good. You're good. If you do that, that's totally good, because the difference between King Kenny and Florian Wirtz is substantial. 800,000, rather 1.5, whatever it was. That's more than 430,000. So you're good. So Florian Wirtz is a good pick. Good pick. And you can stick with your 4-2-3-1 that way too. But we are going to end the show here. We're going to also have a preview for the weekend coming up. We're going to if you do leave your teams in the comment sections, what I will do is I will add those. I will do my best to put together your teams, the teams you give me, and I will make a starting 11 sheet like I did for Lee and for myself. And what we'll do is from there we will I'll make sure to include it in the episode. Maybe we can do it for a Saturday show or Sunday show or something, whichever show. Because Liverpool play what day? They play Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday this week.
Saturday. Okay. So yeah, it'll be we could leave it for like a Sunday show or even like a maybe even Friday's afternoon show. We could put it at the end of the preview or something like that. But make sure I start you guys stuff. I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate the that you guys participated in the way that you did, and I will leave it there. Lee, go ahead and say your peace out if you want to.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for your contributions. Thanks for your ideas on picking that team. We all had slightly different ideas, but I think we all come up with decent sides there, decent, well-blended sides. So cheers, everyone. See you again soon. Yeah, absolutely. We will be back tomorrow, like I said, for a preview. And what we'll do is we'll hopefully have
hopefully we'll have JK or we'll have Nalante. And most importantly, too, we'll have Lee as well. But most importantly, we'll have you joining us tomorrow for the preview. Big game, actually. Going to North London. A hungry squad looking to possibly get a win against to kind of settle us in our pursuits of trying to get reestablished in this Premier League. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's get it in tomorrow. See you guys then. As always, up the Reds, and take care, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and certainly take care of your loved ones in your lives. And we will see you then. Take care.